To this day, we suffer from the legacy of slavery and the legacy of colonization. For how long are we going to continue to suffer from this affliction? For it is singularly the reason why we are not able to come together just like other races and nationalities have done in this melting pot that is the United States of America. When you ask for the voices of the Irish Americans loud and clear, Jewish Americans loud and clear, German Americans, Italian Americans, Chinese Americans, Indian Americans, their voices are loud and clear. But when you ask for the voices of us black people, you might as well go to the graveyard, because we are missing in action. We were taught, we were brainwashed into not even loving ourselves as individuals, let alone each other. We were taught not to trust one another. We were taught not to believe that my brother can, my sister can, but somebody else who doesn't look like you and I is better. As we speak today, black people are listed as 3/5 of a human being in the US Constitution. As we speak today, the redlining continues. As we speak today, African countries are being made to pay ridiculous interest rates on loans that they should not be paying for. As we speak today, reparations are due. Everybody else has been given reparations except us. The question then becomes, what is wrong with this picture? Why aren't you and I standing up and demanding that what is right must be done? You don't expect those who put us in a position of servitude to undo the damage. They will continue it for as long as we're stupid enough to continue to listen to their lies. Wake up, Africa. Wake up, black people around the world. Africa is your problem. Own it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. For Africa to change, for you to be able to benefit from what is yours. What's in Africa is the inheritance of every black person on earth. But the disrespect is not just for the Africans on the continent. The disrespect is for black people around the world. The abuse is not just for Africans on the continent. The abuse is for black people wherever you find us. I'm going to share with you some basic facts. You see, our story is a simple one. Our story is of truth and facts, which are two constants that do not change. And all we need to do is give the world an overdose of our truth and insist on it. As we speak today, I'm going to take you back centuries, long before the children of Africa were taken out of Africa as slaves. There was some serious resistance when the occupiers from the West came to Africa, contrary to what some might think. They didn't just give up their children, but the fighting began long before slavery. And the resistance was those who led them, the majority of them, their heads, as we speak today, are sitting in jars in Europe. Are you aware of that? Our leaders, our ancestors who fought the wars of resistance, their heads, their remains are sitting in jars throughout Europe. And the same people have the audacity to come to Africa and talk to us about human rights. But what's even more disturbing is that we entertain them and we don't remind them.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel, Team Tesi Reaction. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channels. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, share link comment, and like. Let's see our mama. We call her Dr. Arikana, Mother of Africa. Let's watch a full video, then I'll come back with comment. Thank you.
As we speak today, the priceless artifacts that they stole from all over Africa are sitting in their museums throughout Europe. And when you and I, when we visit Europe, we pay to see what belongs to us. Evidence of theft, evidence of murder on display in plain sight. As we speak today, black people are listed as 3/5 of a human being in the US Constitution. As we speak today, the redlining continues. As we speak today, African countries are being made to pay ridiculous interest rates on loans that they should not be paying for. As we speak today, reparations are due. Everybody else has been given reparations, expect us. The question then becomes, what is wrong with this picture? Why aren't you and I standing up and demanding that what is right must be done? I can tell you why. Because no other race would stand for a minute what is being done to us. How long do you think a finger of a British soldier lasts in Zimbabwe? How long do you think a thumb of a German soldier lasts in Namibia? Not even a minute. They would storm in, kill hundreds, if not thousands of people just to recover that one finger. Why is it that we are unable to come together and speak our truth and demand that what needs to be done must be done? It's because they defeated us where it matters the most, which is the mind. It started with the missionaries in Africa long before slavery. They were sent by the Roman Catholic Church to subdue the Africans, make them believe that when you get slapped, turn the other cheek, and that your riches are in heaven. So by the time they followed with the colonizers to reap and rape Africa, we were already brainwashed. We were meant to believe everything African was bad and undesirable, and everything European was better. And the same brainwashing continued as our children were taken out of Africa enslaved. It continued on the plantations, color gradations, light-skinned versus dark-skinned, field workers versus kitchen workers. To this day, we suffer from the legacy of slavery and the legacy of colonization. For how long are we going to continue to suffer from this affliction? For it is singularly the reason why we are not able to come together just like other races and nationalities have done in this melting pot that is the United States of America. When you ask for the voices of the Irish Americans loud and clear, Jewish Americans loud and clear, German Americans, Italian Americans, Chinese Americans, Indian Americans, their voices are loud and clear. But when you ask for the voices of us black people, you might as well go to the graveyard. because we are missing in action. We were taught, we were brainwashed into not even loving ourselves as individuals, let alone each other. We were taught not to trust one another. We were taught not to believe that my brother can, my sister can, but somebody else who doesn't look like you and I is better. The question I have for all of you, just close your eyes and think about your children, your grandchildren. Is this the world you want to leave behind for them? If the answer is no, then you need to have a serious conversation with the image in the mirror. Because it is the image in the mirror that must change. It is the image in the mirror that must understand that you are sick from this affliction of the legacy of slavery. You are not sick at home. You are not sick in the doctor's waiting room. You are not sick in the hospital ward. You are sick in the intensive care. How long are we going to continue to support other people's agendas? Those who stood up to fight during the civil rights movement, during the Pan-African days in Africa, civil rights in the United States, they were all silenced. We are emerging out of a period of 20 to 30 years where just nothing is going on. We are all fast asleep. When are we going to wake up? Reverend Al Sharpton is saying, the time to wake up is now. Reparations now. We know all the companies that benefited from slavery. We have their name. We have the list. They must pay. As we speak, many have pledged their contributions. Guess what's going to happen, my brothers and sisters? Because we are not organized, we will never realize those funds. And they will hide behind, oh, they are disorganized. They don't know what they are doing. I am now going to be asking Reverend Al Sharpton to lead us as we demand those reparations. We need to register a global Pan-African fund that can make sure that we have development in black communities where it belongs. Those funds must be organized. Those funds must be paid for. Reparations for black people now. No more shall we continue to be abused. No more shall they continue to exploit our Africa. What is in Africa is our birthright, and we are going home to take it. No more shall we be told Africa is a diseased and dying continent because they are going to Africa in droves and telling you to not go there. So this moment is calling for unity of purpose. And before I leave this platform, I'm going to ask all of you to take a moment. If you love your children, if you love your grandchildren and their future, to have a serious conversation with image in the mirror. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. I thank you. You don't expect those who put us in a position of servitude to undo the damage. They will continue it for as long as we are stupid enough to continue to listen to their lies. Wake up, Africa. Wake up, black people around the world. Africa is your problem. Own it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. For Africa to change, for you to be able to benefit from what is yours. What's in Africa is the inheritance of every black person on earth. But if you're stupid enough to listen to the lies, and while they continue to exploit your Africa, while they continue to amass wealth for their children, grandchildren, and generations to come, then the joke on you. Why are we still going to the United Nations as Africans? That is a useless entity. It's not for us. The largest voting bloc in the United Nations are the African nations. we don't have a seat on the table. Why do we go there? We go to the United Nations to vote on their issues. They pay African countries, or vote with us on this issue, vote with us on this issue. We have no business going to the United Nations, period. We need to tell Secretary Guterres, thank you very much, but we're no longer going to attend United Nations. It's not our entity. Until we have true representation. Goodbye. Why is it that the richest continent on earth, the go-to place for the world, is painted as the poorest? And I am not going to mince my words. The truth of the matter is the world needs Africa. Africa does not need the world. We have everything we need on earth. We could paralyze the world economies. Take a simple thing. Like we decide DRC can no longer export its coltan. That alone can paralyze the world. So rather than us Africans concentrating on the issues that matter, concentrating on issues that we need to take home, like telling France that 500 billion you're taking out of Africa every year, no more. France needs to be the third world developing country, not Africa. We were way ahead of them in our civilization. They set out to destroy us. And Berlin Conference put the nail on that coffin. So they gave Djibouti the same sovereignty as the United States. They gave Burundi the same sovereignty as China. They gave Togo. You see, the EU realizes individual little countries, they can't survive on the world stage. So they come together as the European Union. Now picture this now. So they cut up this Africa into the tiny little countries, small economies that could never survive on their own, but gave them the same sovereignty as the big boys. So that way, when the little bitty countries go to the world stage for the purposes of development and discussing trade, they're wannabe boxers who are being thrown into the heavyweight boxing ring every day. IMF, World Bank, all other institutions, they make African countries jump through hoops. Loans will never be able to pay. The US, when they borrow money, they're getting it in 1.5, 1.9 interest rate. Africans, when they get the same amount of money, they're paying 9, 10%. The people who don't need a break, they get a break. The ones who need a break, they don't get a break. The sheer survival of the World Bank, IMF, is based on the fact that African countries and many other developing countries do not succeed. Their success is based on our failure. That has to change. And guess who can make that change? We, the children of Africa. The most dangerous African of today is an African who is colonized. Educated or not, what is our education doing to us? What have we done to undo the colonial education? I hear right here in Ghana, perfect example. There's not a single Kwame Nkrumah book that is required reading in the Ghanaian educational system. Whose problem is that? Most African countries, our educational system is still the colonial educational system. So what do you expect from the leaders that we have today if their education remains colonized? It is the educated who are refusing to challenge the status quo.
Welcome back. Hope you have watched the full clip about our mother of Africa, Mama Dr. Arikana, the former African Union ambassador to the United States of America. So Mama Arikana is speaking the sense, and I support her 100%. What she's telling us, she's telling Africa to wake up. She's telling Jamaicans to wake up. She's telling Caribbeans to wake up. It's a waking call from our mother. She's opening our eyes so that we can see far. she's telling the truth. I really, really support her 100%. What she has still spoken to us, that we Africa, we must wake up. It's a wake up call from her, because we have been doomed for so long. So Mama Africa is telling us that we Africa, we must support what Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traore is a captain of the Burkina Faso. Is now the president. He's only 35 years old. What he's doing in the Burkina Faso is a very, very, very commendable work, and each and every country can admire his leadership, because what Ibrahim Traore did in Botswana, the first thing, he removed the colonialism, which is called the France. So he removed the colonialism and started doing what his people demand. You see the natural resources, which is now which is located in Burkina Faso. What he says, that natural resources of Burkina Faso belongs to the people of Burkina Faso. And on that point, I supported him 100%, because you find that these whites, when they come to our country, what they did, they just this colonialism, like France, Germany, and Britain. What they did, they mine in our natural resources. So you find that these natural resources is benefiting people outside the continent, but not our people. So what Traore did, he do away with this colonialism, and this thing will be followed by so many countries. Like after that, Traore has did, Mali followed the suit, and now Niger is followed suit. When you do away with this colonialism, we will go far. We do away with Germany, we do away with French, we do away with Britain, we will go far. So Donald Trump and the United States, they are sending military to threaten the Traore. Eh? And Traore is doing his work. He's threatening Traore. Because of what? Because of his stand to do away with colonialism. So Arikana, it's a waking call to Africa president to support Traore, so that this guy cannot be humiliated, because he's only 35 years old. And what he's doing now is more than what more countries are admiring his leadership. We have a lot of resources, natural resources, in our country, in our continent. But what are we begging this white man? Arikana is telling us to stop begging, because we have our natural resources. Our billions, our trillionaires are taken outside from our country, so that they can benefit the other continent. When I heard this news that Donald Trump is coming, we have a lot of NGO in this Africa which is benefiting this. There's just giving us so that we can believe of them. But when you go inside on that NGO, it really supporting the other countries, but not Africa. This NGO, like my country, I heard something like that. This USID is being cancelled. I had people claiming that, oh, what? But I said, it's over, because we want to do with this colonialism so that we concentrate on our own country. Do you remember coronavirus when they come in? It was a waking call to Africa to stand solidarity so that they can beat this monster. But we didn't wake up. So the Arikana is telling Africa so that we can wake up. What Traore is doing is not bad. He's just championing the advocating for our nation. So this kind of European people trying to fight Traore is not good. They are doing a very, very, very bad, and this is, we need to wake up. Let's do away with these NGOs. Let's build our own NGOs. And for this message, I send this message to African Union President. Let's unite this country. Let's unite Caribbean. Let's unite Jamaica, so that we can do away with these things of NGOs that come in our country, so that for their support, they are taking a lot of billionaire in our continent, in our country, so that they can feed themselves. What they pay back is just an NGO, which is not helping us, which is all the time is threatening us about we'll cut this, and this will not help us. Let's wake up. Thank you so much for watching my video, and please thank you for my loyal supporters who are continuing supporting me through your subscription. Make sure you subscribe, like and share. I'll come back with more videos and more comment. Thank you so much. Remember to subscribe, please. Thank you.